Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beer Hall video. I'm using StreamYard. And good evening, Kevin and Mr. Thomas. Yeah, using StreamYard for the first time to do this. So yeah, it's a bit weird. I'm sat there and couldn't bloody tell if I was in it or not. So today I'm at work, and if you watch this morning, I posted a video of last year, of July last year, and it was a very, very dark day. If anybody's watched that video, oh, was it dark? Anyway, I'm at work, and uncanny for a day, where I'm posting that a random act of kindness has just, well, the wife rang me up at home and she says, am I missing this? Click on show. Oh. Should have got that right or not? Live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. This is an example. Click on a comment to show it to screen. Okay. Hi. That's better, isn't it? Good evening. And thank you, Adam. So yeah, I'm at work today, and I posted that video this morning. And the reason I've done it is to, to highlight mental health. Mental health, it's a killer, especially in blokes. And we must all talk more. Not be frightened of the fact that mental health. If you suffer mental health, if you don't, it's something you never want to. So anyway, I'm at work. Phone rings. The boss is in the background. He's interviewing people to be site managers. And although, unbeknownst to me, he wasn't even in that bloody room. I thought he was in that room. Phone rings. What have you been ordering? I'm like, nothing. Well, there's a box here from beer merchants. And I said, no, I've not ordered nothing. Rightio. I thought it was a tad on that echoey side the other day. I wonder. Right. Let me muffle the bloody the sound on the other one. And it's not even on. Can't tell how many people are on either. It's kind of weird. Hi, matey. I'm sorry to hear that, Steve. Jesus. And there's things in life that affect you, and some things you never get over. You learn to live and cope with things. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that. And I didn't know I suffered with anxiety until about 10 years ago. I had lots and lots of things happening all at once. I'd go to bed at 2 in the morning, waking up at 5 to go to work, couldn't sleep even, and I had lots and lots of issues. And he says to me, "Oh, you've got severe anxiety and stress," and I'm like, "Oh, right, is that all?" Not knowing what actually anxiety was. Keep looking because I can see my face there, dead disconcerted. Because obviously there's two of me. I'm holding the chat. I'm on my PC. I'm sat in the background doing the chat, and I'm on my phone. I'm actually dead weird. So anyway, the beer hall today. So wife rings me up and says about the beers, ordering beers. Good evening, mate. And I said, no, I've not ordered no beers. And then she says, well, there's a box of beers here. I says, well, open them up then, see where it's from. Maybe it's somebody's got the wrong number. Good evening, Christopher. I've had antidepressants. They didn't help me. They swallowed my brain, for want of a better word. They made me even worse in some ways. What time is Cloudwater started? Is it tonight, Cloudwater? Because I forgot. I'll look on the group later and I'll know. Oh God, yeah. Now I'm a much better, stronger person than I was last year. I'm back to that, getting back the normal Raggy, the true Raggy. So anyway, today, I won't show my postcode. So this box came, and I'm like, and the wife told me, and straight away I knew where it was from, and it's Mr. Kent Beer, and um, you know, there's a moment last year where I passed 1,000 subscribers, so I could start doing lives, and there was a chat. Adam was definitely on the chat, and Craig told us all about his wife passing, and there's absolute shock of that. It absolutely. I think it was the catalyst that brought me out of my taking no notice of any other beer reviewer, not being ignorant to anything. I just didn't take notice, and yeah, they did the same to me with the happy pills. Turned me into a zombie, and that was the awakening for me to join the beer community. And it was the moment. I know that was the moment. And obviously everyone was shocked on the channel. Lots of people who were on the channel that didn't know this. Obviously, fellow beer reviewers would have known this. And it was that brought me into the yeah. And I mean, there's things in life. To lose somebody who is an 80-year-old, well, in a lot of ways, yes, they've had a good innings. But to lose someone so young, and the mother, your daughter, it resonates so much, with all of us, wouldn't it? And that was the moment, and it was a powerful moment, And ever since then, we started talking and that, and I've discovered there are a lot of very, very good people in the beer community. Obviously, friends of the channel, other beer reviewers, some absolute stars, And I wanted to do after Mersey. Good evening, Liam. After Adam and Greg did me a random act of kindness by sending me beers, I wanted to do something myself. Obviously, depends on your money circumstances, things like that. So I sent him some beers from Low Cost Beers, 8 different draft beers, to see to see. Oh, bless. I'm so sorry to hear that. Wow. Good evening. Yeah, that is life, I'm afraid. Life does deal with some shit all the time. Anyway, I got him some beers as a random act of kindness. Not for needing anything back or that, just a total. I just wanted to hopefully they would be interesting and they taste okay. And then obviously he had his issues with his stomach. And so he packed in the beer for about a month. And then I know he started reviewing them. So today to get these beers, and bloody hell, this is some act of kindness. And Jesus Christ, I feel ever so flipping guilty. So the beers are. Let me get rid of this cardboard. I can't see what I'm doing. Sorting out the beer room. I found my hydrometer. So from Hojala, I think that's how you pronounce it. That's close enough because I can't. The screen on my side doesn't show up as much as it normally does. It's like, because it's StreamYard, it's like it was shrunk in. Hojala. And it's a cognac barrel aged Imperial Baltic porter. A special version of that's how you say it. It's aged in cognac barrels, serve at room temperature, and it's 11.5%. It is shocking, isn't it? Puhala. Puhala. I'm shite at pronunciation. Puhala. Yeah. Wow. That's a box sticker. So next, from Amundsen. And it's a barrel aged dessert in a can. Cherry and chocolate plum. Good Ganesh. Is that Ganesh? Where's me doodah? The barrel aged version. It does sound awesome, doesn't it? Yeah, cherry and chocolate Ganesh. 11.5% from Amundsen. So yeah. Bloody hell, that is some beer. And I've heard about this brewery. He said, I'm more of a supermarket beer person because I've not really. It's only in the last year, basically, where I've actually been reviewing anything other than supermarket beers. So let's see. So from, I ain't got a clue who this is from. Oh, it's Omnipolo. I've heard of them. Omnipolo Simon Dave Strachan, and it's a coconut maple toast imperial porter brewed with toasted coconut and maple syrup. 10.5%. Not bad. Fucking mouthwatering. Do apologise to anybody background children. Next on, quite a few beers here as well. Now I've seen Jake and Craig both review these. It's from Beak Brewery, and it's I've never had anything from Beak Brewery before. No, no, I know that. I can look at the bottles and cans, and I know they're not cheap. Hoopla Imperial Stout, 10% from Beak Brewery. Well, it actually said there's 18 people watching. I've just noticed that. And I am using StreamYard for the first time, so I am seeing the comments, albeit slowly. Yeah. So this unctuous Imperial Strength Stout is brewed with oats, flake barley, and a complex mix of crystal and roasted malts before being infused with old vanilla pods and Brazilian coffee from our friends at Pharmacy, an independent micro roaster just down the road. Expect rich, heady aromas of cacao, tobacco, white oak, and licorice. So yeah, wow. Next on, have I done that one? Yeah, I've done that one. Is Boxtickers is yeah, I've seen Jacob Bear go on about that, and Craig has. There's been a few reviews where I think it says Time Egg 8 aged in bourbon barrels. It reads better over there than it does on. So it's from Lervig and Stillwater Artisanal. Oh yeah, times 8 time. Let's say there you go. That's what you get for trying to read the front of the can. Bourbon barrel aged imperial pastry stout. 16%. Jesus. Collaboration with Stillwater Artisanal, US. So Lervig, I've got to say, I'm impressed with Lervig. They do some nice beers. I had quite the conversation on Instagram one day with Mr. Lervig. I tagged him in, and then we just had a conversation. So I kept messaging. But yeah, cracker. Next, and one that I need to learn how to open, and it's from Pojala. That's how you pronounce it. Is it Pojala? I think it was Pojala. And yeah, I've had one Stillwater artisanal before. The comments were over there. So, oh, I'll do the beers and then I'll say, because I don't work there now. The bloke's an idiot, so it doesn't matter. This is Pime OOPX. I don't think I ever did say it. I think I actually slipped my mind. And this is a Pedro Ximenez Sherry, barrel-aged Imperial Stout. And it says, an Imperial Stout brewed for the darkest night of the year, aged in Pedro Ximenez Sherry barrels. Serve at room temperature. It is 13.9%. It's coming out the clock. Not quite. Tell you what, the picture quality on my phone is actually better than when I do bloody YouTube. And there's another from Pojala. That's how you say it. I'll read what it says on the back. It says Pojala Pime OO. That's how you pronounce it. Imperial Stout. An Imperial Stout brewed to celebrate the darkest nights of the year. Yeah, and it says the same basically as the other one. 13.6%. Wow. These are all absolute Boxtickers beers. God almighty, what? How much did... Yeah, I can see it on my mobile phone and it's amazing. On my computer as well. And this is from, Collective Arts. So it's from Collective Arts and it's their Imperial Porter. Bourbon barrel aged. Art print inside. Well, art print inside, yeah. So, I don't know if you can open it. Oh, you can. Yeah, it's the lid. Sell it. Yeah, I just apologise. Bloody hell. I feel like ever so massively guilty because I'm only after. I mean, I don't know what the prices are of any of them, but I can only guess what the prices are. And Jesus Christ. Now there is. Craig did send me a note, but I think that's personal rather than. So I won't divulge what it says. So yeah. Oh, birdies. So actually, from Craig, this is actually quite the. It resonates, doesn't it? Being a bird. Obviously, he's a bird man. So it says here, extra strong beer, 11.5%. It's got a government warning. That's so to say this. Oh, it's an Imperial Porter. Bourbon barrel aged Imperial Porter. Yeah, it doesn't. Collective Arts Brewing from Canada. Wow. So that is an amazing. Absolute gobsmacking. Good evening, Mr. Sharp. So, gotta be honest, that was an incredible beer. I mean, no, it's not an invoice. And the people have also not put the prices on either. But yeah, that's amazing. So I'll go into detail about last year then. Good evening. So I've been at that workplace from August 2019. I went there within 2 weeks of being within a day of being there. I know I've dropped a bollock. The bloke who worked there, he was a supervisor. He was in my face, something awful. Basically, well, no chance. Not in one session. It was in my face constantly, and they made him. Whoever made him a supervisor was an idiot. Yeah, I needed a random thumbnail. I didn't want to open the box. Oh, I've got a ring in my ears. And anyway, there was 2 of them there, and I was in a very, yeah, I would say so. I would say so, Mr. I'd been going through issues. I was in a bad place because I moved house. I moved workplaces. And then we had rats under the house, and rats got in the house. Moved workplaces. I've got somebody who is in my face. I've never had anything like it. Suffered it for months, kept on going, wanted to leave, couldn't find a job. You know, how it is. You've got to, if you're in a job and you're the only breadwinner, you've got to bring the money home, like it and lump it. Tried to keep away from everybody else. And in the end, the area manager had a word with this bloke, and he backed off, and it got better. Not easy going, but better. We'll fast forward to April, when lockdown happened. When lockdown happened in April, we was told to go to work for a day and a half a week for 5 weeks. That happened for 5 weeks. Then we went back to work full time. Then all of a sudden, there was a change in this person. He was coming in. He'd come into the mess room and said, "Which one of you dirty bastards?" And this is his tone of voice all the time. You shouldn't be talking like that to anyone in 2020. And it was like that in your face. Put the fucking screwdriver back where it belongs. And this was all the time. I do apologise for anybody coming to the beer hall video for the beer hall. The beer hall's over, just a little bit longer. One does apologise, but I'm just getting that bit out. And this is going on all the time. And again, my anxiety went off the cliff. And it got to the stage around my birthday last year in June, where I took time off work. I was off work for nearly 2 weeks. I had to use up holidays, and there was a review where I couldn't get off the settee. I had 2 days where the only time I got off the settee was to come down the shed and do a beer review, then go back up the house and get on the settee. I literally couldn't move. Then we went back to work, and he'd been suspended while I was there for bullying. We had a woman come, and she put a complaint in against him. He got suspended. Then he came back to work. He was supposedly given a final warning. He came back to work, and he soon went back to his normal self. People don't change. Their real personality never changes, unless they do it for good themselves. Anyway, I seen this Alison, and this was in July, on the day of that video earlier. And I'd seen this Alison, and he'd been bullying me for a couple of weeks up to that point. Well, it'd been months, and it was getting worse and worse, to the stage where I wasn't going in for dinner. I was keeping out, just trying to keep out of the way, just trying to do my work, keep out of the way totally. And I'm a 49-year-old person, and I'm not fucking weak, men. When I'm my normal self, if someone's being a cunt, I'll tell them they're being a cunt. And my 20-year-old self would have kicked the fuck out. But my 49-year-old self with anxiety was too weak to do it. And my 20-year-old self would have got a brick, took him out. No. Anyway, I went back to the yard, and I spoke to Liam, who was the manager. So this bloke's the supervisor, Liam's the manager. I says, "I've just seen Alison round the corner. She's all good." And then all of a sudden, he's ranting at me. He's saying, "What the fucking are you doing here? Get back to fucking work. What are you going to? I'm your fucking supervisor." And he'd gone. It was like he was a psycho. And then Liam's turned around to him and says, "Hold on a minute. Don't talk to him like that. He's just telling me about Alison." And then all of a sudden, he grabbed the hammer, and he's going up to the face. And this Liam's a big bloke, ex-nurse, clinically insane or whatever, mental nurse. And he's got this fucking hammer, and he's going up to his head. And my manager They managed to me leave now. And that was on the day of July. Yeah. I mean, one day, we may well meet again. And yeah, we'll see what happens then. But yeah, and that's why on that day, that was the catalyst for me to leave that job. And to be fair, he got the sack anyway. I left the job and they fucked him off anyway. So in the end, he's not there anymore anyway. He was king of the castle, king of his little castle. And he was manipulative, a bully. He needed to know what everyone was doing. And he was a fucking bone-eyed bloke. But because he was manipulative, and if he ever watches this, look in the mirror, mate. It could be nice. There was days when he was really nice, but on other days, he was a tosser. Yeah, a truly nasty person. And yeah, and then there was some day around my birthday when I had to go off, take emergency holiday leave. He came up to me and he says, "I'm here for you, mate." Being all nice as pie because I was broken, fucking broken, and he fucking knew that he'd gone too far. Yeah, he had his little minion who worked there with him. And when his minion came back to work while he was on suspension, his minion was as bad, giving it. And the pair of awful people. But I've turned the corner. I'm in a better place. They'll never be. I mean, to be fair, I'm in the best job I've ever been in. And yeah, oh yeah. And in the end, everybody on that estate knew what he was like because I told them. Before I left, I made sure to God that everybody knew what was happening, what was going on. And as a gardener, I'm good at sowing seeds. And not only do all the public on there who thought he was a great bloke realise that he wasn't the nice bloke that he thought. So yeah, that was it. That was what I was going to say. And the reason why on that review earlier, that dark review I did about 1,000 subscribers, because I knew it would take a long time to get to that, and I would be out that job. It wasn't the fact to try and get more subscribers, just to get, yes, mate. And I love the banter. I love the community. There are some amazing people. The beer festival, the Robin Hood Beer Festival, and not only that, but Nottingham Craft Beer Festival. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to be great to actually meet up face to face with everyone, because as much as I've had people say to me, and I've said this in other reviews where they've said to me, "You've got me through a tough year." By God, it's the other way around. I'm the one who's been helped out, and I think helping others out has got to be the way, because there's a lot of people out there, especially this last year, who've lost family, who are in a shit work position, who are suffering at home because of bullies, bad parents, or bad children. Sometimes you didn't get the notification straight. Some amazing beers. I'm going to end this review now because I need to be back down the shed at 8 o'clock, and I've got a deep fat fryer to wash now. But yeah, my biggest thank you is to Craig. That is unbelievable. That was an unbelievable act of kindness, and I'm going to do each one of those beers, give them the full review that they deserve. They're absolute box tickers. They are going to sit right over this shoulder. It may take a few months to review them all because I ain't rushing, because they are absolute box tickers. And I'd also like to thank everyone for joining. It's been interesting. It's been an interesting day, to be fair. I wanted that to come out this morning, but I didn't want people to think. I think some people didn't read the comment I put below to say it was a year ago, and some did, I think. But yeah, much stronger place. Not over the anxiety, but in a much stronger place. So, massive thank you to them. Massive. And thank you to everyone else. see you good gentlemen later. Or ladies, if anybody's in the chat who's a lady. One that knows. And thank you. There's some absolute Boxtickers. Cheers, up. Yeah, but I'm going there. I do apologise. It's a great beer, old slurper. It's well worth watching back once I kill the once I kill the video. And there's a backstory as well after the video, which is interesting. Thank you all. And that's good. I'm looking at that screen now. Thank you all. And I'll see you at 8 o'clock. Got to go and wash a deep fat fryer out now. Disgusting job. Cheers. Now, how do you end it? I do like this stream, though. It's interesting. Oh, we're definitely having some chat.